Good evening, everyone. Um, Today, the topic at hand is whether or not To His Coin Mistress by Andrew Marvell is a genuine plea for Carpe Diem or manipulative garbage. To His Coin Mistress is a poem that masks its manipulative behavior behind the Carpe Diem philosophy. Marvell uses emotional pressure throughout the poem to create a sense that time is running out for his lover, and in doing so, he is coercing her into sex. I think that it's pretty clear what his intentions are throughout, even when he proposes all of the romantic gestures that he would be doing if there was an infinite amount of time, if they had all the time in the world. They have a sexual connotation to them still. In the lines, 100 years would go to praise thine eyes and on thy forehead gaze, 200 to adore each breast, but 30,000 on the rest, an age at least to every part, and the last age should show your heart. His number one priority is the sack. He is fixated on this woman's body above all else, and that is made very clear in these lines. And because of that, all of the romantic language that he spews before is completely discredited. The use of grotesque language also serves as a manipulative device, I feel, especially the lines, thy beauty shall no more be found, nor in thy marble vault shall sound my echoing song, then worms shall try at thy long-preserved virginity, and your quaint honor turn to dust, and into ashes all my lust. The grave's a fine and private place, but no one, I think, do there embrace. These lines evoke emotion in the reader, and in the reader, the lady who is reading the poem. Again, this is all emotional pressure. He uses hyperbole to exaggerate the urgency of the task at hand. But again, this emotional appeal is inherently coercive, which is easily unethical. It is entirely wrong for him to be doing this. He emphasizes the woman's fleeting youth and beauty as a way to again put pressure on her to engage in intimacy. Again, this is represented in the lines that I just read. And reveals his intent. It is not virtuous, let's say, to be doing this. It is not intellectual, which defeats the idea that this is a genuine piece of Carpe Diem poetry. The philosophy of Carpe Diem is to urge one to make the most of the present as time is fleeting. And I mean, sure, that's the device that he's using, like, to argue that him and his lady should be in the sack. However, this is all manipulation. Its unethical nature puts it in a separate box from intellectualism and philosophy. And it shouldn't apply to sex acts. The philosophy of Carpe Diem should apply to opportunities outside of that. There is more to life than sex, and therefore maintaining that is the purpose of life it is not in line with that philosophy. It's a waste of time. Many would argue that it's a waste of time. He stresses throughout in the beginning with very beautiful language, how he would love from any distance, any amount of time. So he kind of uses this like layered like sweetness, and then an emphasis on fleeting time, and then grotesque imagery, and then back to the sweetness at the end. And so at the end a bit more of like a plea. This is very calculated, which again supports my conclusion that it's purely manipulative. Thank you.